Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today we are spending a day at the Dubai Fountain and it is al-Fitr today, 2025. This will be the last al-Fitr for Dubai Fountain before the upgrade, which is on which will begin April 19th until October. So from next year it'll be the fountain upgrade, and we won't know what it looks like from now, but I just hope it doesn't make the fountain look cheaper or anything. Anyways, we are not spending a full day at the Dubai Fountain. I mean that we are staying until 11 p.m, which is the last show, but we haven't been here since the first show today. I'm here for the 5 p.m. show, but before 5 p.m. there was a 4 p.m. show, a 3 p.m. show, and a 2 p.m. show. The 2 p.m. one was Arabic, 3 p.m. non-Arabic, 4 p.m. Arabic, and the 5 p.m. one will be non-Arabic. So we'll see what it is. Obviously the first daytime shows after Ramadan, and yeah, I don't know what the 2 p.m. show was today. I know it was Arabic, but I don't know if it was like a regular Arabic show or it was like one of the daily openers, Sama Dubai or Esma Dubai. It has a possibility it was either Sama Dubai or Esma Dubai, because although it's very rare for the 6 p.m. openers to play at daytime, I saw that they did play Esmaha Dubai on UAE National Day at 2 p.m. and the second day of UAE National Day, the holiday, they played Sama Dubai at 2 p.m. So yeah, I think in my whole life I've seen Wenbia like 4 times at daytime. I saw it once in 2019 I think, or 2018. No, I think it was after that. I think it was 2021. I don't really remember. And I saw it I think twice in 2023 and once in 2024 for daytime. I haven't seen it on 2025 yet. I think it played once, I just didn't catch it. So anyways, yeah, nothing like a special show. I'm a bit curious for the last day of Dubai Fountain's performance. Are they gonna do special shows on that day? Like, I'm thinking if the last show is like gonna be the MR theme song, which is the center of now, or I don't know, just any special show, like UAE National Anthem, or if the extreme shooters are going to be enabled. I'm pretty sure the extreme shooters are going to be in use for one day, but only like 2 to 3 shows in that day, and it's going to be between the dates April 11th to April 13th or 14th. But I don't know, because they're doing it once every month. But I don't know if they're gonna play it on the last day of Dubai Fountain. I guess there's a chance they could, but me knowing MR, they don't like to actually like have a special moment. Like, I don't know if it's, imagine the reason MR didn't want to use extreme shooters for New Year's Eve 2025 was because they were scared of the extreme shooters basically exploding and it being recorded on a bunch of like news channels. But so they didn't use it because they were afraid of it being like damaged and exploding on news channels and stuff. But what actually happened after that is, you would expect that after the New Year's Eve show, when all the live streams and news channels streaming stopped, they would have a bit of fun and use it for some shows afterwards, but they didn't. So it's more like, let's just let's just keep it safe and not do anything extra and just get it over with. So that's what I feel like MR's gonna do. They're just not gonna do anything special, just gonna keep the shows running, but we'll have to see, I guess. Anyways, this daytime show 5 p.m. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna watch it from the Apple store. That was an amazing shot in my opinion. It was the 5 p.m. show was lights of China like last year, except there was no fog for some reason. Last time I came to Dubai Fountain there was also no fog, but I don't know if I'm pretty sure that one was because of wind. So I know that when they do low power shows because of wind, they usually don't disable the fog, but when they don't want to do low powers shows, they keep running the regular shows, but they disable the fog. But this time there's no wind and the fog is still disabled, so I don't know what they're doing with the fog. But that was a great shot for Lights of China. I don't mind the fact that the fog is disabled because I've never actually experienced the Dubai Fountain with disabled fog except for last week. And last week I only saw it for 2 shows, Welcome Ramadan and Anta Omri, which are not the 2 greatest shows to see without fog. Anta Omri is alright. Welcome Ramadan doesn't really make a difference. Because when I saw it, I literally just arrived before the shooters began. So I didn't really even notice it until the shooters began. And now that I'm noticing, all the shows I've seen today, or all the shows that I've played today, except for 2 p.m. because I don't know what 2 p.m. was, but all the shows except for 2 p.m. they've had fog. So perhaps today a lot of shows have fog, and since they don't want to overuse it, they'll disable it, but that makes 0 sense. But I don't know, to be honest. I don't know if, oh my god, that voice crack. I don't know if the 6 p.m. show is Sama Dubai or Esmaha Dubai. But either way, I think I'm gonna watch it from probably Tribes. Also, in my opinion, it is a bit of a weird song selection to have the only 2 daytime shows be Chinese, and the other 2 are Arabic anyway, because since the shows are once every hour in the daytime, it alternates between Arabic and non-Arabic. That's how they made it for Eid al-Fitr, UAE National Day, and it was for Eid al-Adha as well, until they stopped doing daytime shows completely in the summer. And this year the fountain is going to be closed in the summer. So yeah, Eid al-Adha has been a bit neglected on this fountain for the past few years. But today has a lot of opportunities. I mean, a lot of potential for the fountain. There's a chance to use extreme shooters. That's the only potential I saw, to be honest. But yeah, honestly, I don't really expect them to use the extremes because, like I mentioned earlier, MR doesn't really go out of their schedule for special events and stuff. That's how they've turned out recently. I know back then in 2019 and 2021, they used to turn on the oarsmen with projectors for every special Burj Khalifa LED show they did. But I can't even imagine them doing that now. Now with the projectors being disabled for a few years, the extreme shooters being weakened in power, the state of the fog machines deteriorating and producing less fog over the time, and also the hypershooter filters not being cleared and the air compressors not being repaired in a while. I guess they're not going to do that because the fountain's closing anyway. But yeah, I'm just going to be here until the next show.
From that day on, I made a vow. I'll be there when you want me, some way, somehow. 'Cause baby, there ain't no mountain high enough. Ain't no valley low enough. Ain't no river wide enough to keep me from getting to you, babe. Oh no, darling, no wind, no rain. Oh, it's just cold. Can't stop it, baby. No, no, baby. If you're ever in trouble, I'll be there on the double. Just send for me, oh baby. My love is alive, way down in my heart. Although we are miles apart, if you ever need a helping hand, I'll be there on the double, just as fast as I can. 'Cause baby, there ain't no mountain high enough, ain't no valley low enough, ain't no river wide enough to keep me from getting to you. Don't you know that there ain't no mountain to keep me from getting to you, baby? Ain't no mountain
So they finally extended this restaurant. And it looks really nice up here now. Okay, so I noticed something really important. So you know how the fog's been disabled today? Well, I saw the fog wire rise on ring 3, 4, and 5, but not on ring 1 and 2. So either there's a malfunction happening for ring 1 and 2 and the fog's not rising, so they disabled it for the whole fountain, or they took out the whole fog wire and maybe they're replacing it so it can produce more fog or whatever. I don't know, but I'll try to go to Palace Hotels to get a closer look of the ring from above, but I don't think it's open, but we'll see. Alright, so I know that wasn't the aerial view of Palace Hotels, but that was near the Septara view, the restaurant view. I went a bit to the side, and that was a pretty good shot of I'll Never Love Again. Actually, it reminds me of those 2021 videos from the actual Palace Hotel room with the extreme shooters and projectors on. Alright, look, I'm gonna watch the 7:30 show from the same place I watched I'll Never Love Again, but this one's gonna be an Arabic show. While the video films, or the camera films, I'm gonna be walking around the property to see any speakers very far away from the fountain that still play the music. Like this speaker right here is the last speaker that plays music. So we're gonna see if this one plays the fountain music. And also there's a few speakers inside the restaurant Tibtar, which I wanna confirm if it plays the fountain music or not. But I already looked around a tiny bit in the last show, and these speakers, all of them play the fountain music. That one has 2 speakers for some reason, so I don't know. اتولدت أنا صوتك. I'm gonna be watching the 8 p.m. show from Time Out Market before the balconies closed as the weather gets warmer. Yeah, so today we're gonna have a lot of aerial view shots. For some reason there's a balloon tied here. Anyways, I'm hoping this show has fog in the choreography so you can see it without fog. That was a lights and laser show, but I don't know what those patterns on the Burj Khalifa side lights right after the side lights show were. Yeah, I've never seen that before. That was literally right after the show. Like, as the side lights turned back on after the show, they started doing that pattern. I don't know if that's a new outro or something. I've never seen that before. It's literally my first time. But anyways, at 8:45 I'm gonna have my camera ready because I'm pretty sure there's gonna be a side lights show. I know on the weekends they have LED shows at like 15 minutes past the hour and 45 minutes past the hour. Weekdays are only 15 minutes past the hour. And on a weekday, I had seen that 8:45, which was 45 minutes past the hour, and 9:45, also 45 minutes past the hour, they had like a special side lights show. And the 8:45 side lights show, actually, oh see, look. Anyways, I know that the 8:45 lights laser show, I saw that one day. Not lights and laser, just a side light show. I saw it with an LED screen testing on Instagram stories before. So I know that I was meant to have an LED screen choreographed with it. But the one I saw was just side lights. So I was a bit confused. And also the 9:45 one, it was longer than 2 minutes. And I don't know what they're doing right now. But basically for 8:45 I'm gonna have my camera ready to record. But this traffic is insane. This 8:45 sidelight show, it was completely different than the two I saw last week. So I guess I don't know if this is the test. I'm pretty sure it's a test because I asked them on Instagram, and these 45-minute past sidelight show things weren't in their schedule when they sent it to me. You can see they're testing the lasers right there. The whole Burj. I'm gonna record the whole Burj now. Today is 9:15, Burj Khalifa lights and laser show. is the jazz one, like the jazz themed one with the red colors and stuff. So actually in that side lights show, the side lights only random one which we saw at 8:45 earlier, that one had some laser tests in it, like, you know, the lasers that are lined up on the sides of Burj Khalifa, and they're gonna be taken down at the end of March, which is tomorrow or the day after tomorrow, I guess. So yeah, they turned on all of the lasers for a few seconds on a very dim red color, and also throughout the show they turned on one single laser on the left side, and it was like turning for a bit and it turned off. Not sure if the dark red color was like meaning this was a test or like a preparation for the jazz show, because it does have the red color in the lasers. Also, when I was recording and speaking after that show, you saw how there's a different type of laser. It kind of flashes, and there's two of them on each base of Burj Khalifa. You saw how they all turned on with a red color as well. I don't know what that is about. So far, from what I know, there's 3 new sidelight shows, and I don't know if they're gonna accompany the LED screen or not. This 9:45 show will confirm if there's a 4th one, and I think I'll come tomorrow to see if there's any more. But other than that, I don't know what that side light pattern testing was after the lights and laser show. It happened twice. You know, the one which was cycling through the orange and white thing. I don't know what that was. I first thought it was like a Eid al-Fitr light facade, like what Eid al-Ittihad had. Eid al-Ittihad had. Sorry about that. But yeah, so this next show, 9:30 is gonna be non-Arabic, and I realized I don't think I guessed any shows today. I don't know what's wrong with some people, but they like to force themselves between you, and they're not even in a hurry. But anyways, yeah. So this 9:31, I'm guessing it's maybe time to say goodbye. See, now they stopped in front of me. Well, anyways, I think this might be like time to say goodbye, or Amvaj or Mon Amour. So this should be the jazz lights and laser show. Yeah. See how it has that dim red LED color on the laser color on the sides of the birds? That's what I think they were testing. This is the last time we're gonna see the show, by the way, because tomorrow they're gonna play a different one, and then they're gonna remove the lasers, so they're not gonna play this unless they keep it in rotation, but I don't think so. Those are the two lights I'm talking about. Yeah, that's definitely not the last time we're gonna see this MR ending screen, because they added a new regular LED show into rotation and it has this ending. Alright, never mind. Now we know why they were testing those red lasers during that sidelight show. It was because they were displaying a flag, but to be honest, I don't know what that flag is. I just found out that that's the Montenegro flag, and this is the only other time, I'm pretty sure, that they displayed the flag with the laser swaying around. Other than that, like the only other time this has happened, I'm pretty sure is when they did the Egypt flag in January. Pretty sure it was because like when the ceasefire happened in Palestine and then Egypt was meant to take in the Palestinians. I think it was like around that time when they did that flag, and I think they only did it once, so I'm pretty lucky I recorded it and posted it on my channel already as YouTube shorts, and this is the only other time this has happened with another flag and I saw it again. So yeah, so the other special shows we'll be looking out for today is the 9:45 sidelights show, and then the 10 past 10 Eid al-Fitr LED show, and then you know, the 10:15 lights and laser show, and after that it's just fountain shows, and pretty sure Kalinka is gonna play today, so I'll be looking out for it. I'll probably try and see it from Tribes. Alright, I'm going back to Time Out Market because I really want to see a show without fog, like a show that has fog but doesn't have fog, and I want to see it from an aerial angle again. So this is the last show I'm going to be watching from Time Out Market today, and after that I'll be moving around the lake. Alright, I'm pretty sure this show, I'm gonna guess that this show is either Thriller or Walk on the Wild Side. Mission Impossible. That was a new angle. And I do realize that some point during the show, my camera started leaning backwards, and I didn't realize for about like 30 seconds, so half the fountain was out of shot and I was like filming too high. So I apologize for that, but I think the rest of the video is pretty fine. So, yep. Okay, so I'm gonna go back on the Suq al-Bahar Bridge, record the 9:45 side lights show. I want to see if it's any of the ones I saw a few days ago, and then I guess after that record the Eid al-Fitr show, and then the lights and laser show, and then we'll see the last two fountain shows of the day, and that's the end of the day at the Dubai Fountain, or evening at the Dubai Fountain, because we didn't see the first daytime shows. That was Enter Omri at 10 p.m. instead of 10:30. So there's still a chance of Kalinka today and another show, I guess. Yeah, if you notice in the Enter Omri show without fog in the video, at some point it suddenly turned blue. That's because I felt like the temperature for the lighting in the filter I was using, it was too cold white, so I tried to make it a bit more warm white, and for some reason it reset to the most bottom option it could, and that's fully blue. And so I quickly tried to change it back. You might notice that happens to very few of my videos. I'm trying to go down now to see the next show, the Eid al-Fitr LED show. Just came here for the 8:10 Eid al-Fitr show and there was none, so I guess I missed it for this year's Eid, but it's fine. I'll just be here for another 5 minutes to see the lights and laser show. Let me check which one it is real quick. So this next one should be the Windows one, which is the white themed one, so we'll be waiting for that. I have to say that that lights and laser show is my favorite one out of all of them this year, to be honest, because of the simplicity and the fixed color scheme, and I really like the music as well. But the problem is that it was really short, but compared to all the other shows they had this year, including the fountain show with the 6-minute Burj Khalifa display, this one in my opinion is the best. At least the most consistent in quality, but I can't really say consistent because it's that short that I don't know, I keep voice cracking, but you know, the first 30 seconds is the actual build up and energetic part of the song, and then the last 30 seconds is some ball swinging around, and that's it. So you can't really actually use consistency or anything as a reason that it's good and stuff. But I don't know, compared to the other ones like the crystal one and the shooting stars, I really love the shooting stars one as well, but that one's just as short as this one. So to be honest, yeah, I would say this one and the shooting star one is my favorite one. Thinking about the music choice they used for the shooting star, I felt like that would have worked for the New Year's show so much better than what we have right now. Well, tomorrow is the last day it's gonna play. So yeah, kind of happy it's gonna be gone. I don't really like it. I really missed the last year's Lights and Laser show. That one was fantastic. Last year's and 2023's one was flawless in my opinion. that was Walk on the Wild Side without fog, and that was undoubtedly, in my opinion, the best shot of Walk on the Wild Side I've ever gotten. I don't know, I just love the color setting I had for the temperature, for the fountain, the angle, the width of it. I had to put my tripod on my bag to like soften the vibrations from the speakers, because I had put it on the speaker, and I did wide angle, but for it to not to be too wide, and to also help not shake the video a lot by the speaker vibrations. And I turned on the vibration feedback thing. Oh, that smooth video, I don't know what it's really called, but you know, that thing that basically it zooms in your video a little, but you can it basically gets rid of all the little handshaking stuff you do when you're trying to record by hand, or when it just vibrates by itself. Anyways, this was al-Fitr 2025. I'll be coming tomorrow. I mean, I'll try to come tomorrow. I don't know if I can or not, but I might come tomorrow to see if the daytime shows are the same schedule as today, because I know for UAE National Day, or Eid al-Ittihad, whatever you want to call it, they had the special daytime show schedule for 2 days, since the holiday was 2 days long. And Eid al-Fitr holiday is also 2 days long, or 3 days actually. But for what I know, last year they only had the special daytime show schedule for 1 day. But I don't know, I've never checked UAE National Day for 2 days to notice that the second day had the special daytime show schedule. So I don't know if they've been doing it for years, or they recently started doing it. If they recently started doing it, there's a high chance tomorrow also has a special daytime show schedule. And also I'll be trying my best to stay until the evening to see those sidelight shows. I keep voice cracking, but it doesn't really matter. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. In 2 days it's going to be April, and in April there's only going to be 18 days of the Dubai Fountain, and it's going to be closed for a long time. Until then, we'll see how I'm going to continue this channel. I'll probably just post old videos, or like the fountain maintenance videos, or just Skyblaze videos. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed this video. This was Eid al-Fitr at the Dubai Fountain, and I'll see you guys in the next day at the Dubai Fountain.